Hello and welcome to Prime Property, your weekly real estate reckoner. I'm Nayantara Rai and this is what we have on the show today. A torrid start to 2016 for the equity markets. Will real estate prove to be a safe haven? Future Generali gives us tips on insuring your homes against natural calamities. 2015 was one of the worst years for the property market. And if the first 3 weeks of 2016 are anything to go by, it's going to be a torrid year for equities. So could that make real estate a safe haven? Here's my conversation with CUSHMAN and Wakefield.
A lot of developers, customers, investors in 2015 expected things to change. Unfortunately, things only changed for the worse. And there was a lot of inventory and there was no sales. Sales were happening only in those cities with those developers who had track record, who were doing construction. And by the way, there were many such developers who were very successful. But overall, in general, it was quite bad. But I generally believe that things are changing. There are some early signs, and you will see that happen in 2016.
Have you seen any pickup at all in rental yields when I talk about housing? The reason I ask you this is because people wanting to buy a property, putting it on rent, is still considered to be the #1 choice for post-retirement income.
The residential rental market is very difficult to judge because the yields are very low, and the supply is also very high. So the yields will remain in the region of 1 or 2%, at best it could 3% if you look at the current market values of these properties. So you will never be able to judge whether the markets are doing well or not. What you will find is that once the capital values remain firm, they're not going down any further. And you will see some investors returning, and when I'm talking about retail investors returning to the market, those will be the early signs of recovery, and I think that will be a better benchmark. And like I said, nothing better than job creation and end user going and buying properties with more confidence. And it is reflected in our report also. Prices have become very attractive. Ticket size of residential apartment, because they are more aligned and in terms of appeal of investment size and payment terms, the 2080 scheme, subvention schemes, all those things are making it attractive, and therefore I think together with all these combinations put together, there will be an impact, a positive impact. Now, it will be comparatively a better environment, so don't expect 2016 to just accelerate to new highs. I think overall it may still take 2 years to recover and see the boom perhaps we saw in earlier years. But I think in 2 years' time, you will see the markets up and running.
So what exactly are you expecting to make a comeback in 2016?
We think sales will come back in 2016 and probably in the second half. We think prices will stay where they are with the exception of few markets. There are always certain markets like in commercial real estate. We saw Cyber City Gurgaon rents went up. We saw Lower Parel and Goregaon in Mumbai rents went up. We saw Outer Ring Road is now touching 65-70 rupees per square feet in Bangalore. We saw Kharadi and as well as Taramani in Chennai, the rentals have gone up. So if these are the signs that they're going up, and you will see like this, residential prices in certain locations with certain developers will be able to demand premium.
What would you advise all those watching you right now, Sanjay? What would your tips be for investments?
I'm conservative in terms of making an investment or making a purchase for residential. I will stick to key markets of India because that's where the economic triggers are. That's where the job is getting created. Even though there is excess supply currently in these major cities in India, led by IT and ITES or the services sector overall, I believe eventually the demand will return, and therefore this supply will very easily get absorbed, given the mismatch we have overall in demand and supply. So if you're making an investment in NCR, Mumbai, Bangalore, Pune, Chennai, Hyderabad, for example, which has been quite subdued for many years, you will see appreciation in your prices, and especially now when you're buying when the markets have almost bottomed out.
You're talking about investing in big markets. How do you read the National Capital Region or the NCR? Is it now safe to invest in the NCR? It's perhaps the most battered property market in India.
If you're looking for investment, definitely Gurgaon is a great investment. I also believe closer to the main Noida sectors, it's a good place to invest. While the greater Noida may be very attractive, just the way New Gurgaon is or Manesar is, but if you're closer to the nerve center of this micro market, you will see maximum appreciation, and provided if you can afford it. I think the prices have really bottomed out in these areas.
Okay, that's your view. I have to tell you, I personally disagree. I wouldn't buy a property today in the NCR. I'm convinced that prices are going to come down. The other city I wanted to talk to you about, though, was Pune. We heard a lot about Pune coming up. Would you agree?
Pune market is now, in our opinion, almost like a tier 1 cities. It is considered tier 2 for whatever reasons, but it has 9 million people in the Pune district. And the IT demand, for example, is just doing extremely well. It is one of the few cities in the country which continues to attract manufacturing, and more specifically automobile and engineering, and also services. So the combination of these two, and close proximity to Mumbai, close proximity to JNPT port, and excellent road connectivity, train connectivity, although compromised air connectivity, which I'm hoping the government will pay attention to if they fix it, it is a phenomenal city to invest. But just like Delhi, I believe Pune also has a lot of speculation. It has large parcels of land. It's a circular city. So right now it's a bit overbuilt, in my opinion, because of availability of land, and also you have some very good developers who are finishing projects on time, so there's a lot of speculation as a result. But in terms of demand dynamics, it is almost like a tier 1 city, competing actually with Hyderabad, Chennai, or even in Delhi when it comes to IT.
But wouldn't you concede that Pune is still a great market, but more expensive than other attractive markets? For example, Hyderabad, isn't it more expensive?
I believe the prices, if you look at outside of certain pockets, are as attractive as any city like Hyderabad or Bangalore or Chennai. So if you are in Hinjewadi, you can easily pick up at 4,000 to 5,000 rupees per square feet. If you are beyond Kharadi is about 6,000 rupees per square feet. Very prime and upcoming location, done extremely well, good infrastructure, and is still reasonable compared to Hebal, where the prices have touched 8,000 rupees in Bangalore, for example. I think Pune as a market is still attractive.
So Cushman and Wakefield, off the view, is going to take at least 2 years for the property market to recover. On the other side of the short commercial break, we discuss why insuring your homes is a necessity and not a luxury. A conversation with future Generali when we return. Stay tuned.